All right. Hello. Hello, Internet. Hello, world. We are live. I hope so.
Hello.
Does it work? Yeah.
Hello.
Hello. And the chat's already going wild. Sweet. Oh, Joker, you're in the chat. Nice. Yeah, Joker sadly couldn't be here live. She has quite
Oh,
a lot of work at home to do and but gladly she could pop in, apparently, in the text chat for some time. Oh. Sweet, and we have
nice.
X, and we have Sparbark and Kadeem. Hi, guys. Nice.
Hello. Oh,
Sweet.
and X. X. Hi.
All right. Hello, and welcome to Wine Time Photo Rave, the show where we drink things and we know things about photography. Or sometimes we know,
Yay.
sometimes we don't. I'm Amalama, and today I am again drinking wine. This time red wine. It's called Rotkirchen, which is German for what's it called? Robin, like the bird, robin. It's just a red wine, cheap stuff. What are you guys
Red
drinking?
Beer.
Oh, nice! Finally,
I
a beer
always drink beer.
person. What kind of beer? Oh, that's Geo
Uh,
talking. Say it
yeah, yeah,
again,
yeah.
please. Say your name again.
Joru. Joru. Joru.
Joro. Okay.
Joru.
Don't
Joe.
be tough.
Joe. Joe is fine. Joe is fine.
Okay. What kind
Beer.
of beer?
Blonde. Normal beer.
Nice.
Just that.
Nice.
Mm,
What about
sounds
my?
good.
Yeah. What about you, Misters?
I am drinking what is called smart water, which I don't think it necessarily makes me smart, but it is water.
What the hell is smart water?
It's supposed to have stuff that makes you smart in it, like vapor distilled water and calcium chloride.
Is it
And
working?
it's pure. Not really. And to be honest, I don't even know if it's hydrating me, but you know, it's water. So sadly, it's probably from some tap somewhere in Georgia.
As long as it's not brown.
As long as it's not brown, I'll drink it.
Kat, what are you
Okay.
drinking?
Bro, I'm classic with Coke tonight.
Oh, Coke.
Yes.
Good.
Mm.
Yeah. No
From a-
water in Coke. Just normal
Yes,
Coke.
yes.
No
I've
ice, no
learned that.
water.
Yes, I've learned that. Are you drinking it
Ice or
from a glass or from a bottle?
From a can.
Oh, from a
Mm.
can.
Yeah. You know, like small
Nice.
cans. So yeah.
Coke, the drink of champions.
Yes. Coffee. That's all I need. Because you know, at 10 p.m. drinking coffee sometimes is not really good. I mean, I can, but no.
Oh, X is asking if the Coke is cold, at least.
Yeah, it is. It is. So
Not even I drink warm Coke. Come on.
Put some
I'm
room in
doing
it.
bad stuff to Coke, but
oh
not even I drink it warm.
yeah.
Well, Neo, what are you having?
I'm having herbal tea.
Oh,
Oh.
s-
what kind of tea?
strawberries, blueberries, and raspberries.
Ooh, that
Oh.
sounds good.
That sounds sweet.
It is.
Nice. Do you have to get up early for work again?
No, I'm fine. I'm fine. So
Oh,
I didn't mind you
nice.
to push. So that's cool this time.
Sweet. Well, I will have to, but can't bail out, can I?
Not when you're the host.
Right. X says he'd be judging you if you were drinking warm Coke. Yeah, even I would.
No. It's cold. It's perfectly cold. Also, there is a question from me and Kadim. Egg, did you start Tsushima?
Right, eggs. Did you start
Ye-
Tsushima?
You said we all forgot about it, Nova.
He'd be so glad that he's not here. Oh, he's not typing. He's too scared. Nice. All right. So that's the guys we have here. We have Geo, we have Cat, we have Mestius, of course, and Neo.
Mhm.
Why are you down in my list? You should be on top. Hal Curious, I hope I pronounced that correctly. He can't be here, but he has sent us written response as well. And Yurik wanted to be here, but also has sent us written responses. Maybe he'll show up later. We'll see about that. Right. And X has not started Tsushima yet. We are
Oh.
judging you. So judging you. Not that I ever played it, but I can still judge you. I don't think I will. Alright. Oh shit, I completely forgot to switch to the title screen. Why doesn't someone tell me that? I always forget. We're still starting.
Oh, cool.
Alright, so title screen and introducing the guests. I don't think I need to do that again if someone is still stuck on the starting screen. Shall we start with the first picture?
Which is the
Yeah.
first? Yeah.
All right. Our first picture is by Neo from Horizon Zero Dawn.
Yeehaw!
Nice.
Right.
Nice.
And I have to say, Neo, this was just a total banger. And you submitted on the last day, so I was already giving up hope. Like there would be no more entries because there weren't any for a full week. And then the deadline came closer and closer, and I thought, okay, that's it. That was it. And then comes Neo with a boom. And that's just your set was just fantastic.
Thank you. And yeah, you know, I'm always late, so I always submit on the deadline. Sorry.
Oh, good. If you're bringing this, you can submit anytime.
Okay,
But
I remember that.
well, maybe before before the show starts, that would be nice.
Yes,
Need
of
some
course.
preparation. But tell us what happened here. Did your PC break?
No, so I'm playing on PS4. So I have to transfer my shots from a USB driver to my computer. And as you can see, something went wrong in the process because I didn't do anything to
God.
get that shot.
Oh,
Because on the PS4, on my TV screen, the shot is perfectly good. Like you can see the legs of Aloy with the outfits, it's all right. But on my computer, it's like this. And it happened twice, one with Aloy and one with a Spider-Man shot too. So I think something went wrong that day when I transferred the pictures.
Oh my God. I thought you were like editing this or something.
Nope. Sorry to disappoint you, but I did
Now I'm
nothing.
even more surprised. I'm even more
wow,
impressed.
yes.
That's so
And,
lovely. That's so cool.
yeah, it's a happy accident, I guess, because I would have never shared that shot actually. So thank you for this theme, because otherwise nobody would have saw that.
Oh, great. That's so cool. So what I really liked about this, in the total fantasticness of your whole set, was her facial expression, or rather the lack of her facial expression. Like it really looks like she's just standing there, not giving a fuck, while the bottom half of her just kind of disappears into nothing, and she's like, "What? What? Something happening? It's like something on my shoe." And it creates this great contrast between the upper half and the bottom, where her upper half is just calm and nice, and also the colors are very calming, and then the bottom is just pure chaos. So that was a really happy accident.
Lucky, if I may say.
Yeah.
Because yeah, I you know, on the PS4 the shot is just like simple, if you will. So the facial expression or the lack of it, I didn't plan anything, and then this happened, and yeah, it fits Metamorphosis, but also because what I thought about the team is you can see the half alloy, like she's being created, like what happens before you can see her, like the results with the 3D model and everything. And that's just what I thought when I think about your theme, because it was really, really, really hard.
Yeah, sorry about that. I don't
That's
think you
okay.
were the only one thinking that. Oh, something's telling me the stream stopped? No.
Did it?
No, there it is again.
Oh.
Oh, good. So you were thinking about how her mesh or her mesh is transformed into the beautiful halo. That's funny. That's cool. When I saw it and thought about the contrast of the calming upper half and like the chaotic bottom, I was thinking more of the psychological side of Metamorphosis, that Metamorphosis being a change, and being a change often being chaotic and unexpected, but there can always be something good or something great in the end.
I didn't think about that at all, but I'm super happy that you think that when you see this shot.
Isn't that the good thing about art?
Yes, everyone can have their own impression of it. You don't have, it's not one idea.
It looks good. I like it. It's nice.
Yeah.
Nice turnout. Okay. Next slide.
Next slide. Who do we have next? Next we have Yurik,
Okay.
83, who is not here yet.
Yeah.
It was
Okay.
kind of tough. Well, his English isn't the best, he said, so I don't think he felt up for a live conversation. But he gladly provided some written remarks about it. And it's an image from The Medium, which is a new game exclusively for Microsoft.
Yeah. So The Medium is a game. It's a psychological horror video game. And yeah, Microsoft and Xbox. Oh, so it's a new game. It was released in January.
Yeah.
From the using the Unreal Engine 4. Okay, so I loved this image. I love the reason why I picked it was it's of course it's disturbing nature, but it seems like there's obviously some sort of change going on in this, and it's one of those images that you can look at and keep looking at it, and to me anyway, when I look at it, it changes. My interpretation of it goes to different areas, like what is it? So visually it's interesting, but then just as the subject matter, it I don't know, it makes me uncomfortable, but it's also beautiful in its chaotic sort of feel. So it's, I don't know, I just find it interesting and mysterious, and and to me that sort of equates to changing. Now when I read the comments though, I'll read what I can tell here is how and why did you capture this image? The game has many really interesting views and disturbing environments that hovers, which is perfect. The area where I found the character is loaded with oddities. So there's a lot of unusual things that go on in this game. And it doesn't look like he had any difficult interpreting the theme as much as just he was just really moved visually by the game itself. And some of the settings are kind of difficult to capture, but I felt like he captured this one really well. And of course,
Yeah,
I like
the game doesn't have a photo mode.
It doesn't.
Yeah. Yeah. So so that's why I picked that one. I thought it was like really kind of interesting and it had depth to it. Actually, it's fascinating because it has more depth when I look at it on his post than I do when I see it in the slideshow.
Can I be an advocate for this game and for this picture from the position of person who play in Medium, streaming Medium and taking pictures in it?
Mm-hmm.
The creature that you see on a picture is a little boy from other side, whom our character or our heroine trying to help by searching his own facial mask and his name to bring him home to heaven, like send him to heaven. And in this other plane or other world or other reality of Medium where spirits are living, like spirits and monsters, of course, everything is changing, everything is metamorphosing because it's not real.
Right.
So yeah, that boy who was actually trying to help one of the heroes from the story, and like he wasn't evil, he wasn't bad or something, and he was transformed into something like this, and even lost his mask. It for me personally, when I was playing that part of the story, it was shocking. The whole game is quite disturbing, I would say. Not only because of the plot, but also because of visual. Like, yeah, it is disturbing. But for me, picking some creatures from the other side for the theme or subject or topic from this game from other world is quite obvious, because like literally you can bring any of the spirits from that other world and they will be metamorphosing for you, because they're not like they are in real life, like they show in their true nature. And
Right.
what it feels and what the whole game is trying to say to us, that we're all monsters somewhere in the deep, but nobody see it. So yeah.
I'm kind of,
Yeah.
now that you describe it the way, I'm kind of glad I stopped after the prologue. I tried it because it was done especially for the Series X, and I just really wanted to play a game that was optimized for the Series X. I wanted to try it, but
you know,
yeah, I already got scared and thought, nah, I should not continue.
I really enjoying of everything. Like Neo was in my stream when I was streaming it. So when I was playing it, I still need to finish the game on the stream because I don't want to play it alone. Yes. But oh, this game is so badly optimized even for PC, because I have not bad computer. Like I updated very recently and my PC is crashing.
Oh my god. I had no problems on Xbox, but well, I didn't get
Yeah.
past the prologue, so. X just said in
Ah,
chat, "Oh, poor Armor. Thank
yeah.
you." Well, I see that laughing emoji, so I know what you're saying.
I mean, it's not Mirror Edge. Mirror Edge, you need to try this. I don't know. I would not recommend
I don't know.
it.
It looks so great.
It is great, but what's what's actually happening and what is going on, I don't know about Xbox, but for PC, the game generated twice itself, and it's just like eating all the resources of your PC, and eventually just like poof, went
Oh
boom.
my god.
Yeah,
Okay.
Or
'cause
maybe
it's,
wait for a patch then.
Yeah.
yeah, the images are just riveting looking. Yeah. Beautiful. Nice. Great shot. Perfect for this particular theme.
Yeah.
Okay, next.
Next up, we have Joker with
Ooh.
a photo from Control. I don't know if she's still in chat or if she has some stuff at home to do again. And I have to say, or I have to confess basically, a bit with shame, that actually the photo was a surprise for me. And when we picked the Metamorphosis theme, we like I was wondering, oh, this is gonna be cool. I wonder what people will come up with. I have no idea what to do. This is gonna be so cool. And then, like seriously, the oldest house in Control is basically the personification of Metamorphosis, and I did not realize that. And it had to take Joker with that photo of reminding me of it. I'm so embarrassed. And then after seeing her entry, I was actually sad that she was the only one to realize it and not anyone else as well. Well, anyway, not even me. Yeah, bad Armor.
There was very few control shots in Metamorphosis, by the way. Very few,
Yeah,
very few.
like none. I think hers was the only one.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Hers,
Very
yeah, hers
few.
was the
Just
only
one,
one.
just one.
I was so confused then. Or maybe people were thinking too complex, probably, or even me. And I basically live Control.
And me also, even me. I was about to give up this team because I was, it's impossible.
Yeah, so many games. I mean, even the zombie
Right.
game for transformation. Or I mean, they're definitely a change from deceased to reanimation.
But it's kind of too obvious, like the zombie. I don't know, maybe it's just me.
Mm-hmm.
I was trying to look for something more deep and
Oh.
Yeah, I think that's
Makes sense.
often a problem, yeah. Well, okay. So, she says about the shot that she came across the theme on her Twitter feed and she had it in the back of her head while shooting. And she's fascinated by the service weapon because it's constantly morphing, even during idle animations, and that's just interesting to watch. And the set she submitted, um, actually, she did something unusual for her with the set because usually she tries to capture the motion itself, but with the set, she wanted to portray before and after. So it was two pictures, one of one weapon form and the other one of the other weapon form. So one was grip and the other one was pierce. And honestly, I did not know that the set was so deeply tied together. And when deciding on which one to pick for the show, I actually went for the weapon form I like more. Because both pictures were so good that I chose grip. Because I basically use nothing but grip and launch. Or just launch. I don't even know. I don't even use the gun very often. Alright. And then she goes on the angle, like this beautiful tilting which she has, which I like to do a lot too with that gun. She says that's a personal preference of hers, and she thinks it creates a more dynamic effect and invites the eye to linger more on the details of the weapon. And also, the next part of her statement was something really interesting for me to read, because it basically sums up why I chose this image in the first place. And she talks about why the image is in black and white. I'm just gonna quickly read it. Oh, Joker's back in chat. Great. I'm just gonna quickly read your statement. All right. I wanted to draw attention to the textures and forms of the service weapon. Control's photo mode lets you zoom in very close without ruining quality, so you can examine textures and materials quite closely. And as I said, I find this statement very interesting because it describes why I picked the shot. And that's the kind of special image quality that you get when you take a shot in the astral plane, or like this one, or with bright background, and you're using that high contrast noir filter. And you can see like those white little shiny areas on the gun where it looks like the metal is kind of glistening. And that's actually grain that is introduced if you use bright light and a high contrast filter like noir. And it's not really like the material glistening in itself. It's more like white dots that appear on it. So it's basically technically speaking, it's noise, so something bad that you introduce with it. But I personally, I love that in Control, because you can play with it and make materials look differently, like they would otherwise. And for me, it also gives it a sort of a pencil draw feeling, like you would have shaded it with a pencil or with a pen, and has that comic-y feel to it. And also something like the last statement I want to read from her written response, which just makes her very, very lovable. My primary goal when shooting something is usually to document materials and textures. I just want to touch everything, as creepy as it sounds. Isn't that just
Nice.
great?
Yeah, I love that.
And it fits so well. Joker, that's not creepy at all. Like, not at all. I'm such a sucker for materials. Like, I could talk about the different qualities and quantities of concrete and Control for hours, basically. Like, and I can't count how many pictures I've taken of rocks and of metal and of concrete walls just because I like the way it rusted. Yeah, I know, right? She
Control,
says in the chat. We're not weird at
Control
all.
seems. Sorry.
Oh my god, that's
Please
true.
go on, Neo.
Yeah, I was just about to say Control. I haven't played the game yet. It's in my backlog. Sorry, but Control seems to have a beautiful environment, because I see a lot of shots that are not about Jesse. So yeah, I'm just amazed about the quantity of shots of just things like a desk, or guns, or I don't know what the game is about. So
It's basically a Jedi with guns.
okay.
That's a good description. No, and it also has what you say. It has so many interesting environment, and also it has special effects in that environment because of different enemy types. That it lets you do so many crazy stuff. Like most of the shots you see from Control on Twitter, nothing of that is edited. It's all straight from the game.
Oh really? That's wow.
Like you have double exposures right in game. You have like
Yes.
people morphing and stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I definitely have to play this game then.
Absolutely. It was just free
Yeah.
on PS Plus.
If you love abstract shots this is a awesome game because you can get all the abstract shot you can even possibly imagine.
Exactly. And Joker says in chat, the game is about finding all the creepy children TV show episodes at the Threshold Kids,
Oh yeah.
which doesn't mean anything to you if you haven't played the game, but yeah, watch out for the Threshold Kids.
Hey, and Dr. Darling.
Oh, and Dr. Darling.
Oh, she is just darling.
Although I do prefer Emily a lot. To Darling, but that's just, female
Yeah,
researchers, we gotta stick together.
yeah, I know. She's just like, that type of crazy scientist. And then she's normal, she's amazing. And he's just like adorable, I would say.
Adorable is really good, yeah. That's a good description.
It's awesome.
But yeah,
Okay,
thank you,
next.
Joker, for submitting this and reminding us that Control is about metamorphosis. All right.
Yes, absolutely. It's perfect.
Next up, we have Geo with a
Oh, yeah.
double exposure from Cyberpunk 2077, which
Yeah.
is just, I love that one.
Oh,
It's
thank you.
fantastic.
Yeah.
It's really stunning one.
I've been
Yeah.
lucky. I have to admit, I've been very lucky with this one. I was about to give up for both Double Exposure and Metamorphosis, and when I was about to finish the edit, I realized that it was about Metamorphosis actually. Like he's being the city that is becoming live, and he's just about realizing it. No, she has just realized that he's being alive, and it was like, hey, yeah, this would suit very well for the Metamorphosis team. I'm being very lucky for this one.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I selected this one. Both Alma and I think we both selected this at this point.
Oh, there was no
It's
question with that one, yeah.
yeah, there's no question. It's a really beautiful shot. Not only does the black and white add to it, but and the fact that you did the double exposure really, adds to the richness of it, and the fact that that entire story is leans itself to change, right? Because everything is changing quickly, and it's just such a beautiful shot, and the movement in it. I love the movement, how it all comes to almost like the heart in the chest when you look at the perspective and stuff like that. And you just did a really good job.
Thank you.
Yeah, excellent job on that.
But really, it was just luck, because the two shots are I taken the two shots like a month from each other. The city was one of the first shots I ever took in Cyberpunk, and V is I was already doing VP stuff, and I was just putting images together to try to get something out for double exposure, and it came out, and I was like, yeah, it's cool, it's cool. But really, it was not planned. I have to admit that. I've seen a lot of very good double exposures that I can see that they were planned. The VP took different shots, and they was aiming for the final result. I've been just lucky, and but yeah, I'm happy with the final results. Yeah.
Well, and that's what I really like about doing double exposure stuff is they a lot of times they can become these like really happy accidents, right? Like you start overlaying them and you're like, wow, it works. Whether you intentionally did it or not, it's such a it's like a joyous, to me, it's a joyous technique to use because you just never know what you're going to get. And then those accidents happen and it just really just works. And this one works really well. I love her hand coming, to the forefront, and just the body language of her works perfectly with the mood of this image. So it has, it has to me like a lot of action, a lot of visual action. And then you have those dying, that sort of perspective that really works on that. And I love that you have this section in the chest, the wires and the cables and things like that. That's just almost like a spine too. That just sort of goes from
exactly.
the
It's something like Ghost in the Shell stuff. It's something like that. Yeah.
Right, exactly.
Man machine stuff. Yeah. I am a huge fan of Ghost in the Shell. So when I put this together, I was like, yeah, this is something that I can't remember the author of Ghost in the Shell. I am a huge fan. I have a lot of action figure of Ghost in the Shell, and I can't remember the mangaka that made it. Cool, but
Me neither.
he would be proud of this shot, and was like, oh, cool. And there's also another happy incident in this shot, that on the face of V, that actually that's a palm tree. I put the wrong image in the edit software, in the edit software, and I was like, it can work.
Oh my God, that was an accident? That's so
Yeah.
cool. That's my favorite
Yeah.
part of it.
Yeah, that's why I say that I've been very lucky with this shot. And yeah, I just adjusted the position of the tree, but that's actually a palm tree on her face, so it's double exposure on the shot.
Yeah, and it really works. I mean, to me, it adds, even though I'm not seeing palm tree, it just, that pattern sort of adds another layer of sort of technology to it. I don't know how to say, like that grid or whatever.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
It's less human. It's less human this way. It's more like something that is becoming something. Yeah.
Yeah. And you titled it also like cities are to become living being.
Yeah, it's something
And
that
she does look a bit like a newborn.
Yeah, exactly. I think the city are living being already.
Oh, definitely.
So yeah. So
well, and the other thing too is cities just in their nature change. I mean, it's if the city is growing, it's changing. Even if the city is reducing in size, it's changing. It's a, we see the structure, but it truly is a living entity that can grow and shrink. And I'm always fascinated with sort of that, and how when we see buildings, we don't think of those buildings as changing, but they really do.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
For me, because you mentioned Ghost in the Shell, that didn't really come to my mind. For me, I was immediately reminded of Blade Runner.
Same.
Oh yeah, Blade Runner would be, yeah.
Yeah, for me, this is 100% Blade Runner.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
So I just love that. Great work.
Thank you.
Yeah, good job.
Mamoru Oshii. No, Mamoru Oshii is the director. Fuck, I can't remember. I have to say the original. Masamune Shiro. Okay, Masamune Shiro.
Yeah.
That's the what's it called? Mangaka?
Mangaka, yeah.
Mangaka,
yeah.
Drawer. Yeah.
Nice.
Great.
Okay.
Next up we have Cat.
Meow.
Also with a double exposure from Shadow of the Tomb Raider. Is that right?
I love the shot. I love the shot.
Me too.
It's not a double exposure. It's
more a mixing.
It's actually photo manipulating. But
tell us about it. How did you do it?
Let's start from the beginning. When I hear that the theme will be a metamorphosis. I just remember that one of my old friends, she's a really great, and I can forget, forget the word. So
Well,
yeah, she is actually working as a photo manipulator, or how you call it. It's not a web designer or something, but she made a lot of beautiful picture where she combined a lot of elements, etc for advertisement. So like, you know, some weird stuff, but like, I don't know, girl touching milk, and milk in the same picture became a river that flowing from mountain, etc. So yeah, I really was inspired by her work for quite a long of time, because not only because she's a friend, but also because she's awesome. And I really wanted to do something like that, even though I'm not perfect at Photoshop at all. As I said before, and I'll be saying it, like, I know how to edit photography, but not how to manipulate it or do something like that. For me, it's like, I don't know, very high math or something. And I was trying why I pick Lara, because if you play the game, remember that one moment when she's coming out of the puddle with fire, like when she is running.
Oh yeah,
She's
yeah.
running away from the enemies, falling down into the river. There is a lot of gasoline that is on the fire, and she just like walk out of it, and like you feel that predator aura going out of her, like, who is the killer now, who is the predator now. And to show that her predator nature is something, I was thinking, what if I will be combining two pictures of her and one of the pictures of jaguar or leopard, of that big cats that she's fighting in the jungle when you play in the game. And by lucky accident, I actually have some pictures. So like, I take some muzzles from leopards and was trying to pick up the Lara that was looking on us in the picture. So it was like very huge process of combining, on experimenting, etc. Then I was trying to put that like on a half of her face, then another half of her face, and then I was like, no, wait, I don't want ears, I don't want anything, I just want her eyes to be that, like, in that way that you see now.
Cool.
The kind of metamorphosis that she have, like, you know, sometimes we show in the, oh, wait a second.
all right. While Kat
I'm
is
sorry. So yeah, I was wanted that, and just like when I was trying, and there was a lot of work to do actually, like, you know, the
did you
masking,
paint on
that
it or?
it's not painting it, a lot of layers with masks.
All right. So cutting pieces from here and putting it there and putting it there.
Yeah,
I
kind
really like
of.
the hair, especially.
Yeah, the hair
Yeah,
looks
Yeah,
it's
wild.
it's actually what I wanted when I was putting the face of Jagger on her. I was afraid that if I'll be leaving ears, it'll be looking like a, you know, like a mask. But that
Right.
wasn't what I wanted, so I just deleted all ears. And since on that shot that I have with her, like when she's looking at us, there was a perfect lightning on hers, and I was like, just okay, I'll keep it. I'll keep it, and I'll be working with it. Why I decided, like, I swapped to black and white also, Not because I had issue with matching the colors, of course.
Yeah, matching colors is
Yeah, sometimes
difficult.
it's really difficult, and you really doesn't want your Lara looks really really green or something like that with some green's reflection on her. But also black and white is really classic photography for me, and it's actually can show you the contrast on hair, for example, the lights, the small reflection, the something like the texture even, at least for me. So I swapped into black and white and I was like, boom, yes, that's what I wanted to show you. So I will not say it was easy pick. It was not like an accident like for Geo, for
Well, you
example.
know us, we're a bit of art torture.
Yeah, I know. That's why we like you. So yeah, that was what I was doing and what I wanted to do.
It reminds me Avatar, but it's the first time that I notice it. It reminds me of the character of Avatar.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, right.
Pleaskin was saying the same stuff, like, oh, she looked like as an Avatar character. I was like, yeah, that's maybe also was a bit inspired me
Oh,
somewhere
I
in the
was
Oh,
process.
cool.
reminded of the island of Dr. Moreau from
Oh,
H.G.
cool.
Wells
Really?
Oh,
from the book.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't know if you know it, but like a traveler is stranded on an island where a mysterious scientist is creating
mm-hmm.
humanoids from animals, and she kind of looks on the verge from being animal made into humanoid.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe, who knows?
And I think there's also someone like a humanoid made from a leopard in the book, so that kind of fits. It's
Mm,
really a really really great work you did. Particularly love the hair,
thank
like
you.
how it's really wild and free. And I don't remember her hair in the game being like that. It's more flat and like straightened down.
Well, maybe that was a little happy accident that I found because I would even say from which part of the game that shot when she is looking at us. Like I just don't remember.
Oh, that might
I
be any
was
time probably.
yes. I was just like fiercely looking through my folder with screenshots to see what I can use, what like I'll like it. So at least a bit where when she and Jagger are looking at the same way,
Hmm.
not so it'll be a bit easier to combine them. So, but yeah, that was.
It's also it has like the shot from Europe we talked about earlier. When you look at it in the very first moment, you think, oh, this is kind of wrong. There's something not right here. And
Mm-hmm,
it just seems off. But the more you look at it, the more you love it, and then you see all the interesting parts and all the story you might imagine behind it, like um, the island of Dr. Moreau or Avatar or the game itself, where she becomes the predator. Or in the book I had in my mind, where the predator becomes humanoid and is trying to behave like humans and trying to stay away from animal behavior. So they're all metamorphing their character.
mm-hmm.
I think this one is the more close to the team personally, for my taste, for the Metamorphosis team, in my opinion.
Oh, well, the theme could be anything. I think everything we saw as entries were very valid.
Yeah.
You know, it's actually the one thing I also remember that there is a photography of one of the photographer that's actually taken a picture sometime like that. Like he has a photo of kid and cat, for example, and they not combined like that, but like, you know, with double exposure they combined, and they have like one eye but different faces. And for dogs, etc., etc. I remember, so it was also inspired by that. So there's
Oh, I
like
don't know
a
that one.
lot.
Do you know the name?
No, I was actually finding it when I was trying to look for some examples for egg, when he was asking what is
Oh, right,
metamorphosis,
right.
and I found the picture there, but
Well, we'll have to Google that.
yeah, I will not remember it now, but I just need to find it again, I guess.
There's also one photographer who takes pictures of people when they sleep with long exposure.
Oh,
So they
Neat.
kind of morph their. You can see the arms moving around, and but they move so much that it all becomes blurry and just like one big morphed animal thingy creature.
Oh, cool. What's the name of the photographer, if you remember?
Oh shit.
I Google it. No problem.
Let me quickly Google that one. Of course, I don't have it right here.
Oh, no problem. No problem. I can Google it. I'm just curious.
Okay, yeah, I will find it out and can send it to you
Yeah.
then.
Oh, thank you. But
It was a
I think it would be
female.
easy. Okay.
It was a female. She had, I think she had a German name or a German sounding name, but I don't remember name of the one.
I think that what is missing now in photo mode is the exposure time. It would be great
Right,
to have
exactly.
control. Yeah.
Well, they do have a brightness in Shadow of the Tomb
Yeah.
Raider, I think, but it's not
I-
working really well. It's pushing the highlights up too much.
Yeah, but you cannot impress the movement. I mean, like keeping open the shutter and getting the morphed image, something like that would be really cool to have something like that in photo mode.
Yeah, that's
well,
true.
they are working, they're updating photo modes. Photo modes are growing. So yeah, I mean, in Spider-Man with Miles Morales, you even have like a 3 light source now, or 4 or 5. I'm not sure, because I'm not played that game. I know only about 3, and you basically can create your own studio within the game, or place the lights how you want to highlight in your character, and this is a huge step. So maybe in the future we will have something with long exposure in photo mode as
Yeah.
well. Who knows?
We need more features. features.
Well, actually, we don't need more features. We just need the same and good features.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because if they just keep putting in more and more and more, you just get overwhelmed. Actually, limitation is the key to creativity.
Yeah. Yeah. So we just need photo mode in every game. Let's.
Well, that of course, that's no question.
Well, we can make it so you can have an option of limitation, or you can make an option where you get like a lot of stuff in it, like
Oh, like Days Gone. Yeah.
yeah. I mean, I do, even though like, you know, Ghost of Tsushima, I mean, I love their photo mode, but I'll sometimes get completely lost in their photo mode because the options are so extensive. But it's really, but when I go into it, I enjoy it because it does let me push some things that, say, like Valhalla doesn't let me push. So I don't know, it's hard. I kind of, I see what you're saying, but at the same time, it's like, it is kind of nice to have all those little, I mean, I was really hating the whole stamp concept of like, how ridiculous putting the logo on. And now I'm like, I can't stop doing it. I just stop putting logos on things. Like, it's just weird. Just like, so yeah, I don't know. but it would be nice if they could be greater. Like, definitely make some of them better. Like if they use their own photo mode in-house when they tested to go like, you know what, it would be nice to do this or that or whatever.
I
That
don't
makes
think
sense.
they do that actually.
Yeah, I don't think they do either. I think like maybe with the Spider-Man they did, because they did make those advances, but it would not surprise me if a lot of these developers don't even test their own photo mode to see if as people who make the game, if they would enjoy taking photos.
Right.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. I don't know. I just don't feel like they do.
Mhm.
Just
But
do it because everyone is doing it, so they're adding a photo mode. But
yeah, I do. I mean, it's because I think like if you're an artist or whatever, you know, like how we're discussing it, like, oh, I'd like to be able to do this. I don't understand why I just can't do this. You know, like it just seems like if they tested their own stuff, like if they appreciated the photo mode as much as they appreciate the game or play the game, then they would add this stuff. But their production probably doesn't allow that.
Mm.
I don't know, maybe.
Maybe.
But
Well, I
Anyway, I
think
think
there.
that.
I'm sorry.
Oh yeah,
Please,
sorry.
please go on.
No, go.
Well, please,
go
you
ahead.
go on.
I was okay. I was saying that I think that in future VP will have a place in game development, because now that I do VP stuff, I realized how the general quality of the image during the gameplay is so low. I like in movie industry, you have the photograph that help to enhance the image quality, no, of the movie while you're watching. I don't know how to say it. You watch a particular scene in any movie, and the quality of the light, of the balance of the colors is just perfect, because they have a professional that does that. And I think that what is missing now in the game industry is this role, a professional that take care of the of the general image quality of the entire gameplay. So in this particular
Well, they do
scene,
have that role.
oh really?
Yeah, they do have that role, but only for gameplay and like cinematics, but not for photo mode. Because
Oh
if
yeah,
you
yeah,
would have the same
exactly.
quality for like the whole game, it would just crush your system.
I don't know, because now the shader are really advanced, and I think that in future some people that have the same artistic sensibility of the that we have in VP, because we have to catch at glance, our image have to be catchy at glance. So we are growing this sensibility, this ability to make image that are really pleasant to see at glance. And I think that it's something that in future game developers should gather it's an ability that has not to be underestimated in game development. So an artist that scene by scene tune the shaders to enhance the image quality, because nowadays the graphics has reached probably the maximum level in terms of power, and so the new frontier is the artistic side of the image quality. And
Yeah,
I
but I
think
think
that
that might become probably in like PC gaming and stuff like that, where you can easily um play with shaders and hot sampling and 4K and all that. But if you think about consoles and thinking about putting out a game on multiple platforms, you have to give the same quality to all of them, and you can't spend, I don't know, months probably on enhancing just one of them and not giving it to the others. It will just create a rage in them. So
I'm not sure. I think that it could be something that will be a normal practice in game development. Something like you have the artist that does the 3D graphics, you have the gameplay who does the gameplay programmer who does the coding, the scripting, and we have the image quality artist, then scene by scene tune the shader, but for all the versions. I mean, for all the platforms. Is something that will be done in game development. I'm sure that is something that is definitely gonna happen, and I think that the VP scene, the VP community, is something that I think that the professional that will be doing this, many of them will be taken from the VP community.
oh, there are already like capture artists and that.
Yeah.
You should
And
check
we
out
also
Berdu, and he has like a couple of interviews talking about how he does his job, like with how you put someone in engine and take screenshots in engine, and how someone tells him what they want and how he goes in the process. It's really interesting to see that. It's
cool.
completely different from what a normal VP would do, who's more like a photographer going out doing his own creative vision, whereas a capture artist does the creative vision of the creative director of the game and kind of selling the game and not his own vision, which is
cool.
always in game development. Like, you're selling the game, you're not selling yourself.
Yeah, of course. And we need a BAFTA awards, by the way, I think.
For VP?
I think that, yeah, I think that we need that.
maybe like a photography award first before we go to BAFTA.
Yeah.
Well, with this year we actually have something on False Focus. Like
yeah, he had a VP award. Yeah, with photographers as judges, which was really cool to get like the outside view on VP. All right, shall we move to our last picture?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And our last picture is by Hal Kiris from Uncharted 4, I think it was.
Mhm.
And it's also it's actually a triple exposure. Well, double exposure. Well, he can't be here because he's in a different time zone, but he provided something for us.
Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and read his statement. Let's see. Okay, so this is his response. Both the black and white.
He's in chat.
Oh.
Hey, I'm curious. Oh, and Joker is back. Oh, by the way, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but happy birthday, Joker!
Oh, happy birthday!
I'm sorry. Please go on.
Okay. Okay, so let's see. Okay, so these are his words. Okay, so both the black and white shots were overlapped on either sides of the caption in the middle. It was inspired when I had looked up the subject of metamorphosis or alteration/change, and by Shuza Block's submission as well, where they had shown how far their work had improved. It was a challenge to work out the theme, to establish a relation with the captures, and finally to implement them, but I'm very happy with the results. Of my submission, if broken down, there are 3 aspects of the capture, each resembling a figment of change that Nate has gone through during his time as a thief. The first part, with Nate aiming down his weapon, expresses his callousness conscious. The period when he sacrificed anything to acquire a treasure, even those close to him. The second part of the capture was taken in the prison at the very beginning of the game. I love this one the most, as the entirety of the shot is his spotlight. As even when Nate's in handcuffs, he is smiling. To me, it shows that redemption might be a distant light for him to find, as he can walk the path of shame without hesitation or remorse shown for the consequences of his actions. The final part was taken in the present time period. at Nate's home in front of a mirror. When I look at this portrait, it shows that Nate deeply feels for the ones close to him, family and friends, and that he also carries the burden and guilt of his actions committed in the past. The submission to me is a story of a person who finally came back. Even if derailed due to the unfair cruelty of life, he had chosen to walk the right path and finally achieve metamorphosis of his life for a far better future. These captures were taken on my third playthrough of Uncharted 4, and I'm a bit embarrassed that I didn't know that Uncharted even had a photo mode in my first 2 playthroughs. I've played games like that, though I'm enjoying the game even more now. But now, experimenting with the controls, it's amazing how versatile it is. The black and white portraits and the underwater captures turn out to be so beautiful. The filters and color palette are gorgeous, and the vignette settings are wonderful. That's a beautiful description of how you put this together and what your image really means. And what I like about it is that's what I see when I look at this. Even though I haven't played the game, you can,
Exactly.
again, I'll beat it into the ground. Looking at you, Eggs. The body language in this image is just like really great. And I think we've had another image in a past theme of Nate in the rain that had just really sweet body image.
Oh, that was emphasis. And it also
Right.
had that right fit. Wasn't that you, Neo?
That was me.
Yeah.
Right.
So that and you know, that's what I love about, you know, this, a lot of these games. They really, some of them do them better than others, but when they can get the body language down right, it, you know, it just makes it so rich. It makes us connect more, and it gives us a little bit of realism. And that's what I really like about this image and the 3 that you selected. It works really well together. And then you have, from a design point of view, it's beautiful. You have the beautiful red in the middle that pops up to the right and the left, and then you have I like how you have a smaller Nate and a medium-sized Nate and then a larger sort of close-up. So it works really well. Just overall, all the decisions are made correctly, or not made correctly, but made well. I guess that's not a really good way of putting it, if that makes sense. Anyway, I love this shot. It's a really good shot. And I thought it was a great example of changes someone's life goes through as they progress on their travels through the story. So
Yeah. I do agree. Like, I haven't played any of the Uncharted games. I didn't even have a PlayStation back then when they came out. But I also, like, looking at the image, I immediately got the idea of what is trying to be portrayed here. And then hearing the description, it just fits so well with it.
yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, good job. It
Great.
was good. Yeah, I think we got some good stuff. I mean, really, some really nice submissions.
Yeah, and it was such a tough theme.
I feel like I have to say something because I'm so impressed by everyone's work when mine was just a silly happy accident. And
Oh, don't say that.
It's not true.
Come
It's
on.
beautiful.
Yeah, but you put like a lot of work in these pictures or in
Oh, but
double
you had
exposure
such a
and everything.
wonderful set. I mean, your
yeah.
Jedi Fallen Order, that's a lot of thought in that photo as well. Like Marion coming into the shot.
Yep. But that was also an happy accident because
Well,
was
happy
doing this-
accidents make art.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Oh, and Joker says yours was the most interesting process.
And I,
Yeah.
sti-
to be had.
and I still think that Neo is trying to say something that she doesn't do. Yeah, she doesn't do that thing maybe in a way, but her PlayStation, you know.
Yeah. But I think
great!
it was the
Oh, great PlayStation! Oh, Neo, do something again, please.
Yeah,
No,
Maybe I just have to thank the USB key. I don't know, or the computer. I don't know who corrupted the file. So you know.
Yeah, and it will
Uh,
probably never happen if you wanted to, right?
if talking in terms of the game, Hades, you're asking who corrupted your file. Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, X says sometimes it takes 1 minute, sometimes 1 hour. All good art, regardless. And he's so right with that. Bringing out the good
Yes,
poetry,
yes.
man.
Yeah, it's true.
Awesome.
Sometimes it doesn't take a long time, and yeah, he's right.
Also returning to Neo's PlayStation or PC or something. You know that the stuff that are surrounding us it's also have their own, I don't know, vision about something, because I still remember a lot of time when some were on walk with photo camera on my chest. I don't remember that I take some kind of shots, and when I was home I was like, wait a second, when I take this, why I want to take this?
Exactly.
I
Yeah,
would
that
never
happens so
do that.
often.
And then you're looking on the screen and you're like, hey, this is my camera do it by itself, but it looks so wonderful. So
Yeah, you don't
yeah,
remember taking it, and then something you spend an hour in ends up looking like shit on your PC.
yep. So news technique.
Life is full of pretty little accidents.
Yeah, so Neo's technique does a half of work for her, and this is cool. And this is amazing.
Oh, and Joker bringing out more poetry. Art is made when you can give meaning to something. So if you find meaning, then it's art. It doesn't matter how long it takes and how much effort. Well said. So beautiful.
Yeah.
All right. We've seen a lot of beautiful art. Are you ready for the next theme?
Oh yeah.
Down.
Are you excited?
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Drum roll.
Well, this one will be a bit easier again, I think. All right, drum roll. I still don't have it on sound, so. Proportion.
Woohoo!
Ooh.
Oh well, that's a reaction.
Ooh.
Well, it's better than, oh my god, dang.
Well, everyone is excited. I hear it.
That's difficult. It's
How is
not
it
easy
more
at all.
difficult than Metamorphosis?
Yeah.
Gio, welcome to the torture club.
Welcome to our
Welcome,
torture
welcome.
club,
Yes.
which is the second title of this show.
So pornography is not allowed, right?
I don't, Messieurs, what do you say?
You said pornography?
I think he said.
Well,
No, we don't want to see big
okay,
and
well,
small
to me,
boobies.
here's my thing.
No.
Pornography is cheating because you know it's going to get a rise.
Well, I don't know what kind of proportions you are thinking of. Well, there is Spider-Man in underwear.
Oh no. Talking
And
about
there
eye
is,
cream.
I don't know, does Miles have an underwear suit?
Well, Cyberpunk can be
He
used.
does, doesn't he? Oh, I don't know if Miles does, but the other
Miles
dude
doesn't, I
does.
think. The other one has. X going crazy.
And now everybody's like, I've
Okay.
seen him work.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, this kind of escalated quickly.
Yeah.
Okay, well, if we see some porn, we know who the culprit is.
Right. Probably gonna make a new account.
He's gonna, yeah, he'll make a new account, but we'll know. We'll know.
Okay. I'll use an alternative account then.
There you go. Some burner account, like. Oh my God. That'd be
Well, this
funny.
is gonna be interesting. I can see it. All right.
Okay.
Well,
Well,
this
you
has been
guys did a
wonderful.
great job. Thank you so much for participating in our in our art theme. We appreciate the brain massaging. Let's put it that
Yeah.
way.
Okay.
And hopefully you enjoy.
Thank you. It's been a great pleasure to talk with you about art and torture and proportion and stuff.
Well, glad you enjoyed it. Thank you all for being here.
Thank you.
Thank you
thank
so
you.
much. You guys rock. We love you all.
We do. And thank you for the great chat. Thank you to Joker and Axe and Kadeem and
Absolutely. Thank you guys for
Durek.
showing.
Thank you for showing up. Spobuck.
I feel like me and X are always like that. If X on camera on TV, I'm in chat, and now he's taking my position. Yeah.
Well, it's great to have you guys, both
Yeah.
of you.
One question: are
Yes.
in real life photo allowed or just in game photos?
Well, what do you say, Mistress?
Are regular photos allowed on top of like game photos, you mean, or instead of game?
Instead of or additional to?
I don't know. I hadn't thought about it. I mean, in general, the thing I like about the game photos is we can also discuss the game. But
yeah,
I don't see why at some point we couldn't do something that involves photography. I mean, it's a different. I mean, from an artist point of view, I feel like it's a different process, believe it or not. And I mean that in such a way where, you know, when you're in the game, your brain is in like a different zone. And when you're taking, I mean, Amma, you could answer this too, since you've been doing more photo.
Yeah, for me, it's the same process.
Is it? Okay.
It's just
for me,
the only thing that's different in real life is that you have annoying people around you.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Right. Yeah. So.
Or people don't stay still when you try to take photo of them. They don't stay still.
Oh yeah,
they get mad.
as
Why?
well.
Why you get mad?
But the sun moves and something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. I guess that would be something we'd have to discuss. I mean, I think it could be something where we could have in the theme, we have two sections, like one is VP and then another is real life photos. Right? Like we could pick some for VP and then we can pick some for real life.
Could be cool. Or maybe just stick to
that
the
way
video
it would,
game for the moment.
Yeah, it would.
Well, I think it will create a mixture.
Yeah.
Not that everyone is gonna start submitting only real life photos anymore.
No. And I mean, when I think about like real life photos, now again, I am not in any way, shape, or form a good photographer. I hate all the photos I've taken in real life. So, but I find that even though you're looking at them as a finished product and you can apply the same design principles on them, or, you know, what works and what doesn't work, I find the process is different. Is just like what you said. It's like, oh, well, you know, sometimes you have to have permissions for people and things like that. And whereas when you're playing game photography, you have these games give you the ability to change color, not to just change colors, but your 360 degrees and your taxing yourself. Can you get the right emotion from a game? Whereas when you're in real life, there's different aspects to everything. So I see it kind of as a different process in that sense. But that's just me really thinking too much about it. Which I guess I just said a bunch of stuff that doesn't say anything. But
maybe it's better to stick to the games for the moment, because in real life photo, maybe some people can get mad of some real life photo should be choose for the winning shots.
mhm.
So
Maybe
let's
someone
just
can get
say,
mad.
for now, at this moment, we say we stick to games, and then
Yeah.
we'll discuss it, and if something changes, we'll tweet about it.
Yeah, maybe a separated contest, maybe because I think that oh,
I
sorry.
would think a separate. I'm sorry. I think a separate contest would probably be better, just because. I also have a thing like, when, at least for me, probably not for you since you've been doing more photography. It's like when I look at VP, I also have like a different concept instead of when I look at real photos. So for instance, like, for Focus in his thing, he used real photographers. I don't see a problem in that, but I don't know if, like, in a weird way, I would want someone who appreciates sort of the process it took to do that. Does that make sense? Like, I don't know.
No, it makes sense. Yeah. To me, it makes sense.
Yeah. It doesn't mean it's right or wrong, because we all have different opinions, but that's just sort of like, I don't know, when I think about that stuff, it'd be like, oh, having a photographer judge an acrylic painting contest or an acrylic, something like that. They could, because they probably have the same design principles. But then at the same time, to me, I sort of feel like they may not appreciate, like there's another level that you can come in and appreciate things for if you understand what's going on behind that. I don't know. Does that make sense? Now I'm just rambling. Yeah, I'm just gonna sit here and drink my water and then maybe go get some wine.
Well, anyway, we'll let you know if something changes. Thank you all for being here.
It's a good topic that you brought up. I'm glad you brought it up.
Oh,
just because I'm rambling does not mean it's not a good topic. It just means
do keep sharing your real life photography, nevertheless, even if it's not for the theme. It's great what you do.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Oh yeah, I'll do. I post it on a different account because I don't like to mix. So yeah, I think that for it, if the real photo will be a thing, it is better to have a separated contest. Yeah, because it's what people is doing. Like there are also Dark Link and 7 that has an alternative account for a real photo. I have a different account. Many VP have different account for
well,
real
I
life
don't,
photo.
and I don't particularly, because for me it's the same process. It's the same. It's just the same art.
That's very interesting because.
But I'm also
person,
like,
yeah.
don't get me wrong. I'm also just too much up with work to do a second account. I can't keep up with that.
It's really interesting to see how every different VP think about in real life photo. Every VP have a different way to see in real life photo. It's very interesting.
Extra said lazy armor. So, you know what? I'm not lazy. I'm just very busy. I've got a life, you know.
Wow.
Part of it. No, I'm not. Stop saying that. I'm not lazy. Anyway, before this escalates even further, I'm gonna stop the stream. Thank you all for being here. I'm not gonna sit here and let you
It's been a great
call
pleasure.
me lazy. Well, it's been a great pleasure for you to be here.
Yeah,
We love you guys.
And we're looking forward
Thank
to
you.
your contributions to the next team. Thanks, chat. Thanks, people, guests who be here. All right. Bye.
Bye. Bye bye.
Bye.